I love my boy, Salty Joe. But look, Izzy did not look good in this fight. He looked old and he looked washed. He came there looking like the dirty old shell of Mr. Krabs, right? He walked into the octagon with 2 broken ankles. That's what it looked like, man. And a broken brain. His fight IQ's ruined, man. His fight IQ's ruined, dude. He looked like shit, dude. He looked so slow. Dude, I already knew he looked worse in the Mabov fight because, like, dude, the way his body was reacting to shots in the Mabov fight, it was just like, oh, yeah, he's getting knocked out next round. And then I was thinking of this fight, I was like, oh, man, like, Izzy looks like shit here, but, like, Pyfer's just eating the leg kicks and not really doing anything, just taking damage. Pyfer's standing there like a simpleton, like, stuck like a tree, like a rooted tree in round 1. So, okay, well, if Izzy just keeps doing this, but at a lower output, he'll be fine. But I was like, even round 1, like, he should have been, like, not even as aggressive as he was in round 1 and round 2, right? And he would have maybe, won a decision. Stop pointing Pyfer, like you did in round 1. He even outdamaged Pyfer in round 1, landed some real hard shots. Pyfer's not got great striking defenses, but no. He's very easy to hit at a high level. And, Pyfer just didn't really look impressive in round 1. And I was like, you know what, like, if Pyfer, like, I already know he's a dumb fighter with bad fight IQ. Basically what he is he's a highly skilled simpleton with a lot of power. He's a well-rounded simpleton with a lot of explosiveness, a lot of power, high finishing ability on the feet and on the ground. But he's a simpleton in everything he does, He doesn't do anything complex or over the top or anything like that. And his technique itself, pretty good, but, like, he's not very tactical. Like, he has skills, but he's not, like, the very tactical. He's not a smart fighter. He's not super accurate either. He is really good, but he's not really top 10 level. I don't care that he just beat Izzy. Izzy showed us he's not top 10 level anymore. I'm sorry, if you're top 10 level, you're probably not going to get finished. You're going to beat Joe Pyfer. If you're, like, what I consider, like, top 10 level fighter, like, you're going to beat Joe Pyfer. I don't think he's top 10 level. I know there's going to be even more people, including Jared Cannonier, pushed into the top 10 and because the other guy, like Whitaker and Costa and what's-his-face, they're all switched to light heavyweight, so they're going to get taken out. But still, then it's like, well, and now there's more people who I don't think are top 10 that are in the top 10, not top 10 level fighters. I mean, of course, Pyfer deserves to be in the top 10 after this, but I'm saying I don't think he's a top 10 level fighter, right? Nothing that he did impress me or surprise me. It's like, well, Izzy came out there in round 2. It's all right. Let's chill out. We're a little too high up in round 1. Let's focus on moving and freaking kicking the leg, countering, just kicking the leg and countering. That's all we need to do, man. Just move around, look for, set yourself up for your counters. And this guy comes out there really aggressive in round 2. Well, no, he comes out kind of how he was in round 1. Just a little more aggressive, and it's like, oh, Izzy's moving all weird. Pyfer's sitting him back with shots. And then Izzy starts amping it up and just starts trying to throw in the pocket. And it's like, Izzy, no, why do you look like this? You don't look nearly as good as you used to. Even technique-wise, and not just physicality. Dude, this is incredible types of wash. It's like Tony Ferguson. It's like, there's a low level of wash. Like, Volkanovski is washed, but he's still a world champion caliber fighter. I mean, Volkanovski's way better than Izzy ever was, and there's no debate about it. But, what was I saying? It's just way more washed. And usually when a GOAT is washed, like, the skills, like, what keeps them with it. But, like, Izzy, I don't know, he's so much slower. I know we're just talking about skill, but hang on. He's slower. His reaction time's slower. His fight IQ is worse. His technique isn't even as good. His shot selection isn't as good or as like dynamic when he has these like semi-dynamic ways when he like dynamically throws the strikes he throws. He doesn't have that anymore, and he's just the washed up, empty shell of Mr. Krabs. All right, Mr. Krabs, is he Israel Krabs? You know, is he just a crab? And Joe Peasy, salty Joe Peasy, I don't think he's that good. He's good. He'd lose to anyone that's ranked Anthony Hernandez level or higher. He's would lose to all those guys, and including the champion as well. So that's at least 8 people. Christian Leroy Duncan would beat him as well. I think probably. But CLD did look strange against Roman Dolidze. Kind of got fraud checked, not gonna lie. He relies on spinning shit too much. He's got to fix that shit. I think he would against Pyfer. I think it'd be the matchup that'll make it, but it'd be a good matchup between Pyfer and Duncan, not gonna lie. They're not going to do it, though, because he beat Izzy. So now my boy Pyfer is going to get fed to a top 5 opponent. I mean, I have to watch my boy Pyfer probably get fed. Dude, imagine if they give him Nazarene Mammal. No! I can't have my boy Joe Pyfer getting knocked out and eye poked in the same fight. No. No, dude. Nazarene would just freaking molest his eye sockets and then murk him. I don't know. I don't want to see that, man. I don't want to see Pyfer, like, not be able to escape Fluffy Hernandez on the ground. All right? Or Pyfer having to deal with Fluffy, like, actually being smart on the feet and, like, having a lot of success on the clinch. Like, clinch boxing him and elbowing him the fuck up, you know? But, like, definitely elbowing the fuck up. Pyfer just knows that off. Then he get out grappled. My boy Fluffy would mince up my boy Pyfer now. But, like, dude, I guess Barajo would be fun. Because, like, Barajo's stupid, too. And, like, fight IQ-wise, I mean, it's better than Pyfer. But in his last fight, it was the worst fight IQ I've ever seen Barajo. He was doing a completely different thing with his stance. And it was stupid. And it was getting him hit more than he should have got hit. But yeah, Pyfer is not top 10 level. You know, I don't think so. You know, even if there's not a total of 10 people that are definitively better, I just don't think that he is the level of how I view a top 10 caliber fighter being in this current era. Do you understand like what I'm trying to say? And also, I think Anthony Hernandez, even though he's not top 5, I think Anthony Hernandez is top 5 level. Right. And it's, he got finished by Strickland. It's like, yeah, you know, Hernandez fumbled the game plan a bit, and you can't make, like, even a small mistake like that with an insanely good striker like Sean Strickland, a very underrated striker. I don't know how he's underrated. I mean, he's got the best defensive stats of all time in the UFC. Right? He's the best defensive striker ever in the sport's history. Right? That's a thing that can be proven by statistics. Ghost status, not as much. I'm not saying Strickland a GOAT or anything. He's like top 40 GOAT, Strickland. You know, some people might find that crazy because they don't think about the GOAT conversation too much, and they think too much about the old heads who aren't even nearly as good as the guys now. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Pyfer. I just don't think he beat any. Like, I just don't think he's top 10 level, and he's gonna lose a nice fight. I'm gonna be sad because I really like Pyfer. But at the same time, getting to see Salty Joe be salty again after a loss would kind of be nice. He's incredibly salty, man. But off a win, he's like so nice. Not saying like he's not saying he's mean when he's salty. Like he's not mean. No. He's just salty. He's just salty. He's not mean. What was I saying? Israel Adesanya. Yeah, he's not top 10 level either. I mean, I'm gonna keep it above. I thought he still was. Even in the Nazanin fight, but in this fight, it's like, oh my gosh, why are you moving like that? Someone that would beat both of them, dude. Yusri Belgarui. Yusri Belgarui is the best unranked fighter right now, right? Yes, I think he's even better than my GOAT, Marco Tulio, man. Marco Tulio. But man. Yeah, I think Yusuf Belguru would KO Izzy. I fought for in kickboxing. Right, this guy Izzy actually beat him in no, he beat Izzy beat Yusri by split decision. And twice, I think. And then one was by split decision. No, Izzy beat him once by split decision, I think. And then Yusri also went 1-2 with Alex Pereira. He won the first fight, lost the second. 2 fights, got KO'd by Pereira in one of them. So Yusri's got a win over Pereira in kickboxing, went to a split decision with Izzy in kickboxing. Incredible striker. He's coming to the UFC and he's killing prospects. As Matt Beckwith, Mansour, Dylan League, those guys are very hyped up prospects. And Yusuf Belguru was an underdog against both of them. And guess what he did? He did the most impressive, high-level thing you can do. School someone for most of the fight, not let them have really any success, and then just freaking starch them. Not because you have power, but because you broke them down round by round to the point where they physically couldn't take the beatdown anymore because it was so brutal, and you were able to have so much success on this high-level opponent. Dude, it's the best. Those are the best fights to watch, and some of the best fights to watch, like in terms of like a one side, like a performance rather than like a competitive fight, like a performance type of fight to watch. And like, dude, this guy Yusri puts on such good performances. I love Yusri Belguru so much, dude. I can't wait to see him versus Izzy. Yes, let's not give Izzy a break. He wants to stick around. Force him into retirement. Okay, if he gets like seriously starched by Yusri, which he probably will, then like give him a big step down, please. Just like be really nice to Izzy, like how nice? Like, hey Calvin, you want a rematch? But yeah, man. Man. Yeah. I think that's everything. So yeah, I don't think Joe Pyfer's that good, and I'm not impressed with anything he like really did beating Izzy. It's more so Izzy looked like shit. And even though I don't like Izzy because he's a dog diddler, right? He diddles dogs and he's bad to dogs. But at the same time, I'm a big fan of the sport, of course, and he's one of the GOATs of the sport. He's a top 20 GOAT for sure. If you disagree with him being in the top 20, then you're not a true MMA fan, UFC fan. You're either an old head or a casual. Right. Right, because, some old heads are like, oh, yeah, I think Mark Coleman's top 30, dude. Yeah, Mark Coleman. Yeah, I actually think Don Fry is on the top 50. Right, I actually think that the old guys would beat the new guys, even though they have worse technique. And, worse athleticism and worse, everything. Right. I still think they beat the new guys because, I don't know. What was I saying? I think it's everything.